And we are live. What's going on, people? How you doing? Hope you guys are all well. We will wait for a few people to get in. And yeah, we'll talk some boxing, man. We'll talk some boxing. Plenty of things to discuss. You know, a lot going on this weekend. Looking forward to it all. Really am, man. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. But yeah, we'll wait for a few people to get in. And we'll go from there. Got 1,000,001 tabs open here, so apologies. Here we go. I think we're where we need to be now. Here we go. There we go. There we are. Yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, what's up, Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News? How you doing, man? Unbiased Heavyweight Rankings and News. Shalom. What's going on, man? How you doing? What's up, John? ABC Def. Caution Boxing. Just got done jumping rope. Fair play, man. Fair play. Mate, I've been trying to up my exercise game in recent weeks. It's going all right. It's not too bad. It's not too bad, man. Need to do more, though. We need to do more. We need to up it. You know, we need to up it. Yeah, what's up, Don Hearn? I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing okay. Just thought I would hit up a live stream. I don't plan on going on like doing a really long one. Maybe an hour, maybe hour and 15 minutes or so. But thought I would do one. You know, thought I'd get one done. Yeah, ABC. I'm planning to, in July, well, this month, do as many live streams as possible. Obviously, Google Hangouts is going to be no more on August the 1st. And after that, I need to work out what I'm doing with live streams. But right now, I'll try and bang out as many as possible. Obviously, depending on what there is to talk about. But yeah, man, we'll see what we got to do, man. That's a pain in the arse, man. Hangouts are going, that's what I used to stream, but we'll see, man. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure I'll work something out, There's OBS and things like that. I could use that. We'll see. Box. What's up, Box? How you doing? Just got done jumping fences. Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. Martin Bakole versus Yatalo Pereira. That's a good fight. Pereira gave Tyrone Spong a really tough fight. I think that's a good fight for Bakole, but one he should win. I think Pereira will take Bakole some rounds, but yeah, you've got to pick Bakole in that one. Yo, Jay's Boxing Universe, what's going on, man? What's going on? Oh, we're getting hit up on Snapchat, boys. We're getting hit up on Snapchat. What is it? So we have a little look. Please hold. Oh, it's nothing interesting. Thought it was going to be nudes or something, man. But yeah, nothing interesting at all. Joe Blow, what's going on, man? No Floyd and Manny talk, please. Yeah, man, we're not going to touch that. That's so 2010. Seymour Cox. I'm pretty sure that's Brian. How long we've been going? We've been going like 5 minutes, mate. You've arrived in time. Yeah, exactly. Unbiased heavyweight ranking and news. Pereira, yeah, he gave Tyrone Spong a lot of problems. I only saw bits and bobs of that fight, but from what I saw, he was giving Spong the business at times. So he's one of those guys who I would say is better than his record indicates. Oh man, what's this person doing, man? Christ, leave me alone. ABC Def. Matchroom's next Liverpool show is a shocker. What one is that? Is that the next gen one? If it's for next gen one, for a next gen show, I don't think it's terrible, to be quite honest. I like um I like that fight between Ritson and Joe Hughes. I think that's a good fight. Fowler versus Brian Rose. It is what it is. You know, Fowler needs to come back after that loss. And Bacole is always good value. I don't think it's terrible for a next gen show, to be honest with you. But, we go back to the question, are we having too many of these next gen shows? It seems like we are. We want good Saturday night fight nights. That's what we really want. But they seem to be lacking right now. They really do. John says if Dubois throws haymakers, he'll win. But if the fight goes to the inside, Gorman has a good chance. Yeah, Gorman is a very good inside fighter. He keeps his shape well. He's got quick hands. He shortens his punches really well. And if Dubois is in the pocket with Gorman, he might have trouble, to be honest. He might have trouble. I am picking Gorman to win that fight. I've made my official pick. I've got, you know, I actually believe Gorman's going to knock him out in the exchange. I believe Gorman's going to knock him out. But that's a really good fight. Maybe the pressure of Dubois is going to be too much. Who knows, man? That's a fight that could go either way. I'm not confident in my pick at all. And that means it's a good fight. If you're not sure who's going to win, then that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. You know? Dubois certainly has a good chance with his aggression, his punching power, his size. He's certainly got a good chance. But as does Gorman. Gorman's a better boxer. Dubois is the powerhouse, as far as I'm concerned. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. Ubali looked sensational, nullifying Villanueva. Yeah, to be honest with you, mate, I still need to watch that fight. I've not caught up on the on that MTK card. I need to go back and watch it. But I felt Ubali would win, but I heard he looked great. I felt he would have struggles here and there, but I felt he'd win on points, to be honest with you. And I was kind of surprised he knocked out Villanueva in 6 rounds. Yo, Snake Hips, what's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, ABC Diff. He's got a very strong French accent. Yo, John, anyone's allowed here, man. What are you talking about? Anybody's allowed here. Anybody's welcome. As long as you're fucking, a normal human being, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Yeah, we're already behind in this chat, We are useless up in here. Jesus Christ. Don Hearn, yeah, Pereira took Kaunatsky not 8 rounds. Yes, he did. I knew Seymour Cox. I knew you was Brian. You can't change it back to Brian for 90 days. Fair play, man. Fair play. Jay's Boxing Universe. Mayweather versus Pacquiao on the basketball court. Floyd got flattened in a recent clip I saw. Yeah, I saw that. He got spun, didn't he? He got absolutely roasted on court. Yeah. Yeah, he got done in. He got done in. Yeah, Snake Hips. Next Gen is just a basic show now. That's how it seems. All we seem to be getting is Next Gen shows. The original concept of a Next Gen show, I didn't mind. Maybe a midweek show, York Hall, featuring up-and-coming prospects. Cool. I like that idea. But when it's on Saturday night, taking up all of these slots, it's not looking great for Matchroom as far as I'm concerned. Not looking great. ABC, you can't do that. I'm on live, Delboy 2019. Yeah, exactly. No, they weren't nudes, mate, honestly. They weren't nudes. Disappointing. Disappointing. We need to get some new links anyway. We need to get some new links, man. We're slacking right now. We're slacking. But there we go. There we go. We can't always be on form, Dominic Chechery, Matchroom should change the name to Next Gen. Yeah, exactly, man. BT, I'll be honest with you, BT and Frank Warren in 2019 have been putting in the work, the last few shows I've been impressed with. I really like this Gorman Dubois show. Even the Warrington Galahad show. I know the main event was a boring fight, but on paper it was a good fight. It was a fight I was interested in. You know, BT and Frank Warren are delivering right now, so fair play to them. Matchroom need to step it up. They really do. They need to step it up. Guilty Simpson, you think the IBF will strip Canelo if he doesn't fight Derevinchenko next? Yeah, I do. I think the IBF, for better or worse, they follow their own rules, and I don't think they will be scared to strip Canelo. I really don't. I really don't. I don't think they will be scared to strip him. And we get a decent fight in replacement. I think it would be Derevinchenko versus Golovkin. I wouldn't be mad at that fight. I see Derevinchenko as a top 10 middleweight. He's a good fighter. I wouldn't be mad at that fight. Yeah, exactly, Joe Blow. If that was boobies on Snapchat, I wouldn't be irritated. Yeah, exactly. Hang on, we got something else here. Yeah, bro, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Nothing to see here. James Brady, the next gen shows are always a good watch. I enjoy them. Some of them are good. Some of them they're hit and miss. I would say. I actually liked the last one at York Hall. I felt that was decent on a Friday night. That was okay, but they're hit and miss to me. They're hit and miss. John, he says, I've been to 38 countries in the military. I don't think I qualify as a Yank, but I've served with your SAS guys. That's cool. No, fair play, man. Fair play. Yeah, man. Anyway, but real talk though, anybody's welcome here. I've tried to keep it like as open as possible for anybody to jump in and chime in. As long as you're like respectful, man, it's all good. You don't have to agree. You can disagree. That's all good. Nobody's going to ban you for having a different opinion. And if they do, I'd take their mod thing away, whatever you call it, their spanner away. I'll take it away. If people are getting banned because they have a different opinion, then I'll definitely rectify that. But yeah, anybody's welcome. Uncle Dell, yes sir, Shepherd of Sons. What are you saying? Dominic Chechery, he's picking Nathan Gorman. Yeah, I'm settled on Gorman now. I've made my official pick. I just think Gorman is a bit too. He's a bit too tricky. He's a bit too cute. He's got those tricks of a trade. He's better in the pocket, quicker hand speed, just a better boxing brain as far as I'm concerned. And as Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News has said in the past, he's got a full camp going into this fight. And I think that could be important. A lot of these fights, Gorman hasn't had that time to prepare for his opponents, whereas Dubois has. And maybe that's why Dubois has been looking better against the common opponents, But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I really am. It's a great fight. Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. He says, I can see Pereira outpointing Bakole. Bakole may have to stop him or get the jab going early to win. Yeah, I felt Bakole looked a bit better against Marius Wack. I know it's only Marius Wack, but I felt he showed some good signs. He threw some good combinations. His jab actually looked really good at points. He's got a lot to work with. He needs to put it all together though. He seems like a rough diamond, I guess, Bakole. But I wouldn't rule him out just yet. ABC Def, he's also picking Nathan Gorman. Joe Blow, I'm blocked on Joe Blow. I'm blocked by every channel except Dell Boys, Unrivaled, and Boxing and Johnny Boy, I think. Bro, you're not gonna get blocked here, man. You ain't gonna get blocked. Unless you say some outlandish shit, you're not gonna get blocked. I think since I've had this channel, I've blocked like 2 people, to be honest with you. 2 or 3 people. But there we go. That's just my style, That's just my style. Caution Boxing. Who do you have in a David Benavidez versus Kayla Plant fight? First and foremost, that's a fight I'm sure we all want to see. Great fight. It's a great fight, and it should be a unification fight because Benavidez is fighting Anthony Durrell, and I expect him to win that fight. I would make David Benavidez a favourite. I know he's unproven. I know his resume isn't up to scratch yet, and he doesn't have a win as good as Uzcategui. But I really do believe Benavidez is a great talent. He's a big lump for the weight. I believe he's 6'2", 6'3". Great hand speed, good power. He's got a lovely jab when he uses it. I just think that guy will be too aggressive, too strong, too big for Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant could offset him early on with that jab and movement, but I really think Benavidez would catch up to him and beat him up down the stretch. Maybe get a late stoppage. I've been one of those people who have kind of been reluctant to hype up Benavidez, but in that matchup, I would favour him to win. I would favour him to win. But ultimately, it's a good fight. Caleb Plant's already proven me wrong once before. I picked Uzcategui to beat him. So there we go. It's a great fight, though. It's a great fight. I need to get quicker at reading these comments, I need to be a lot quicker, man. Yo, what's up, Dell? Sorry, what's up? What am I saying, man? I read Tone's comment. What's up, Tone? How you doing, man? How you doing? Yo, MB, what's going on, man? What's going on? I am so far behind, by the way, lads. Apologies. Dominic Ceccheri, Tevin Farmer is fighting Frenoir. Yeah, I saw that. I know Frenoir is a mandatory defense, but it's not a great fight. I think Frenoir is certainly better than John O'Carroll. I felt Frenoir clearly beat O'Carroll in that fight. So I'm glad he's getting his shot. He does deserve it. But is he really going to bother John O'Carroll? I'm not so sure. I don't think so. Sorry, is he going to trouble Tevin Farmer? I don't think so. I think Farmer's going to box around Frenoir. I think he'll be too active, and I think he'll win that fight. Hopefully, after that fight, Tevin Farmer steps up because it's getting hard to stay interested in his career right now. It's getting hard to stay interested in Tevin Farmer. But yeah, I want to see Tevin Farmer try to unify against Jamel Herring, Gervonta Davis, Miguel Burchelt. Those are the fights I want. They are the fights I want. 54 Trell Swan, Ubali looking like a beast. The bantamweight division right now is the best. Yeah, the bantamweight division right now is looking good. I'd love to see Ubali versus Luis Neri. I think that's the fight they're going for because Neri is highly ranked in the WBC. I believe he's fighting for that silver version of the belt on the Pacquiao undercard. So I think that's the fight they're going for, Ubali versus Luis Neri. Guilty Simpson, Fulani and Bengay blatantly got robbed in Germany. I've not seen that fight either. I've not seen that fight. I heard it was a really good fight. I heard it was a really good fight. I heard it was competitive, back and forth. I need to watch it though. I need to watch it. Is there a copy on YouTube? I need to watch that fight. What's up, Tone? Snake Hips, what do you think about Hatman Strikes Back? I like his channel, but I think these days he does kind of cater towards like the casual market, Joshua, Wilder, Fury. I like his stuff when he talks about other events in boxing, But I stay away from the whole heavyweight scene. It's just not my thing right now. Once you've heard one of those videos, you've heard them all, really. But, he's doing his thing, man. He's doing his thing. It is what it is. Yeah, I agree, ABC. Takuma Inoue, he doesn't beat Ubali. But no, he does. There we go. Shepherd of Sons, he says it was a close fight, low blow, point deduction was pure fuckery. Okay, ABC, he's saying it was a robbery as well, the Mbenge fight. I need to watch that fight. I need to watch it. I tell you what, We've not heard of a robbery in Germany for quite some time, to be honest. That was part and parcel of the sport back in the day. Sven Ottke, for example, when Sven Ottke fought Robin Reed, that was a big robbery. That was horrendous, man. Horrendous. 54 Trail Swan. I thought Tete would be the best at bantamweights, but he's not even in my top five anymore. Yeah, he's not done much recently, Tete. I rate Tete as well. I think he's a really good boxer, tall, rangy southpaw, good counterpuncher. And yeah, but he's been inactive. He obviously pulled out of the World Boxing Super Series. We need to see him in there with an elite guy at bantamweight. Seymour Cox, aka Brian, looking forward to seeing Liam Williams on Saturday. Guy's on a roll. Yeah, he is, man. He's looking good at middleweight. That move to the Ingle gym has really done him well. It's done him good. And the guy he's fighting, he's okay. He took David Lemieux to the distance. He's durable, he's tricky, he's awkward. But Liam Williams, he should win that fight. Ubali should beat up that Japanese dude. Yeah, I agree. Chris Hughes, I saw an SAS guy in a McDonald's trying to pass off expired Monopoly tokens in Luton. Sounds about right, man. Sounds about right. Good old Luton, man. Good old Luton. That's where we came up, lads. We came up in Luton. You know, but there we go. That's for another stream. That's for another stream. Maybe I'll never talk about that shit. But yeah, Luton's a crazy place. It's even worse now. It's even worse now. Like these days, it's terrible. You know, it's off the charts now. Crazy, crazy place. Jay's Boxing Universe, Del Boy. How do you think Joyce and Jennings goes? I'm thinking Joyce imposes himself and grinds Jennings down for a mid-round KO. Yeah, I think Jennings could give Joyce problems early on. Jennings is a guy, he's not the tallest heavyweight, but he's got exceptionally long arms and he can jab and move. Maybe he could offset Joe Joyce early on, but eventually I think Joyce's size, his pressure, his work rate, his power will grind down Brian Jennings. And I think that'll be it, really. I think mid to late stoppage for Bryant Jennings. Sorry, for Joe Joyce. I just think Joe Joyce is too big. And Bryant Jennings these days, has he got that same ambition he once had? Probably not. Probably not. So yeah, Joe Joyce mid to late round knockout for me. Yo, what's up, Thinks Arts of Boxing? Big up, man. Yeah, big up to the chat. Big up to the chat. Yeah, exactly, John. Dubois and Gorman, they are putting their records on the line at a very early stage. A lot of guys wouldn't have taken this fight so early. They would have waited a couple of more years until, their profiles were higher. But, they're doing it. They're putting all on the line. And the loser, he can come back from this. They're very young. It's going to do neither of these guys any harm whatsoever. And yeah, I agree. There should be more of these type of fights. There should be more of these type of fights. Look at George Groves versus James DeGale, for example. Those two guys fought very early on in their careers at British level. Both guys went on to become world champions. Didn't do either guy any harm. In fact, I think it helped both guys. If two guys are good enough, they're going to go on and become world champions or do very well, ultimately, regardless if they lose early on or not. So they might as well make these fights early on. The winner and loser of this fight, they're going to learn a lot more in this fight than fighting 15 journeymen. So I'm all for it. I love these type of fights. '54 Trail Swan, Ubali versus Manny Rodriguez is a great fight. It's a shame Rodriguez got knocked the fuck out. Yeah, I do believe Rodriguez is a good fighter. I think Rodriguez is a smooth boxer, good counterpuncher, decent fundamentals, puts his shots together well, got a lovely jab, lovely straight punches. And I just think Inoue was too big, not too big, but he was too strong, too powerful, and he just couldn't deal with what was in front of him. Rodriguez against other guys in the division, he would be competitive. He would. He's a good fighter. And you're right, Rodriguez versus Ubali, good fight. Good fight. And yeah, sorry lads, I think I'm really far behind in this chat. Matchroom's first show of the new season is Burns versus Linares in Glasgow. Both a bit washed, but it's an improvement on the last 18 months. I would agree. I wonder where that fight takes place in terms of weight. 140 or 135. It's basically a loser leaves town type fight, you know. I've got no interest in the loser carrying on. The winner, maybe could go on to get one more big fight, but the loser needs to retire. If a loser retires, I've really not got a problem with that fight. But I don't want to see the loser get recycled. But it's an okay fight. I'd watch it on regular Sky. No, I didn't see that. ABC. I didn't get the reference, man. I didn't get the reference. Damn, Fredo, man. Caution boxing, he replies to Joe Blow. It's definitely becoming a possible fight. Benavidez beats Jarrell and Plant retains against Lee. Then a unification has to happen. Yeah, Benavidez. I like how he handles himself. I like the way he talks. I wouldn't say he's arrogant. He's sure of himself. Doesn't mince his words. Says it how it is. I like his aura, and he seems to want to fight for best. I think he versus Caleb Plant's a great fight. And I think, and like I said, I think he beats Caleb Plant. I really do. Guilty Simpson, even the German fans were shocked by the Mbenge decision. Okay, yeah, I need to watch that. I need to watch it. ABC Def, he says he would give Derevinchenko the edge against Gennady Golovkin now. I mean, Derevinchenko's a good fighter. He's a very good fighter. Beautiful to watch on the inside. Lovely combinations. Puts those shots together really well. He's a shorter middleweight, but he's a good guy. He's a solid top 10 fighter. But I've got to say, I would still favour Golovkin to beat him. Could be a bit of a war, though. Could be a tough fight for Golovkin. It's not going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be a cakewalk. But I like the fight if it happens. That fight was talked about before, was it the Canelo rematch? And Golovkin got stripped because he never fought him. So, there's history there. There's history there. And it's a fight I would certainly watch. Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. Any thoughts on the Morrison brothers back in action, both in step-up fights? I heard Trey Lippe Morrison was fighting soon. Who's he fighting, though? Okay, he's fighting a guy by the name of Pedro Martinez, 10-1. I'll be honest with you, I don't really rate the other Morrison brother. I think Trey Lippe is the more interesting prospect. He's certainly got his dad's power, at least. That left hook is a powerful shot. I remember when he knocked out Ed Latimore in a round, I believe. Looked quite good that night. But he's been so inactive due to injuries. Dominic Chechery, I'd like a JD Next Gen as midweek shows once or twice a year. Yeah, maybe a couple of times a year. Yeah. MB, he says, I thought Formela was well in that fight. I didn't score, but wouldn't argue with a draw. Guilty Simpson, he replies, MB 116, 112 for Formea is criminal, and MB says clearly. Caution boxing, Golovkin versus Derevinchenko will be entertaining as long as it lasts. I favour Golovkin by KO in 8. Yeah, I think Golovkin by late stoppage. Jay's Boxing Universe. Hey, Del Boy, what do you think of Maurice Hooker versus Jose Ramirez. Both have flaws, but I don't know. I might pick Hooker, but I just can't get that Darles Perez fight out of my head. What do you think? First and foremost, tremendous fight. I like both guys. I think both guys bring a lot of value for money in their fights. Both guys are exciting. I think Maurice Hooker has improved a hell of a lot in recent times. You know, he looked, let's be honest, he looked awful in that Darles Perez fight and he got a gift draw. He lost that fight clearly. However, since that fight, I think the guys came on leaps and bounds. He's really made improvements. He's really learned from that fight. I ruled him, I completely wrote him off after that fight, but he's come back stronger and he's utilizing his physical assets. He's a big, long guy with good volume, nice long punches, nice straight punches, and he's got good power. He's a problem based on size alone, and he's getting better as a boxer. Jose Ramirez, I think, gets a bit underrated, a bit undervalued. People say he ducked for World Boxing Super Series. You can argue that. I think that's more of a top ranked decision. I think it was out of his hands. But he's fought good competition in the meantime. Amir Imam is no joke. He's a big puncher. Antonio Orozco was unbeaten when Ramirez fought him. And the last time he fought Jose Zepeda, who's an underrated southpaw boxer. So Ramirez has been fighting some good guys, struggling at times, but he's been getting wins. It's a great fight. It's a great fight. I think the styles gel really well. Ramirez is more of an aggressive fighter, and maybe that will play into that. Maybe that's going to play into Hooker's hands. But it's a great fight, man. I favour Hooker ever so slightly, but I'm not really sure. Not really sure. MB, he says Formea came on strong in the final half of the fight. Joe Below, he agrees with caution boxing. Gennady Golovkin will break him down late. Yeah, that's how I see it. That's how I see it. Azzy, he says full camp won't give Gorman punching power. He punches like a fairy. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not. I think he hits kind of hard. I mean, look at the Sean Turner fight. Sean Turner does have a chin, and Gorman was busting him up. Gorman was busting him up. He was. And what happens if Gorman connects flush on Dubois numerous times? Can Dubois take it? Who knows? Who knows? I think it's a great fight. I think it's a great fight. Yeah, exactly, Chris Hughes. Exactly. No, Dell, you've got to look at BoxRec. Dubois knocked a guy out in one round and Gorman won on points. Yeah. There's people who think like that, though, because they see those type of results, they automatically go for the guy who knocked the guy out quicker. It doesn't always work like that. You know, there's other circumstances you need to take into account at times. 54 Trail Swan. The bantamweight division has come on a long way since Stuart Hall, Lee Haskins, and the Butler days. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Guilty Simpson. Derevanchenko was hurt a few times against Kolkai. I think Golovkin stops him in a war. Yeah, I do as well. I think Golovkin stops him. Kolkai performed really well in that fight. He did. He performed really well. Don Hearn, he's picking Gorman. ABC Death. Gorman did stop Sokolovsky though. Yeah, that's a good win. Only Gorman and Dillian White have ever stopped Sokolovsky. John says in the chat, my boy Captain Kierstad was killed in Iraq when I was with him. He was on some prestigious ski team in Britain, and he'd never seen microwave popcorn. Damn, man. Now, sorry to hear that. That's crazy, man. Where were we? Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. Sorry. I've got Dubois. Reason being, I think he will control the distance with hard 1-2s. I also believe Gorman won't have enough power to gain Dubois' respect. And yeah, in the same breath, Dubois has one punch power. I can see that. I can see that argument. I can see that viewpoint. I just believe Gorman probably hits a bit harder than advertised. I think his hand speed will trouble Dubois. And in the pocket, I think Gorman could give him some problems. Yeah, ABC Def. Caleb Plant, he certainly has a good chin. He took some big shots against Uskatigi, and he can punch. He can punch. So Plant's got a good chin, and also his defense is pretty good, especially early on. So he's not going to be an easy fight for Benavides, but I just think Benavides might have a bit too much. 54 Trail Swan, Gennady Golovkin better not duck Andrade. Golovkin is becoming like Canelo, a cherry picker. Yeah, Golovkin and Canelo are just about the money now. You know, they are becoming too diva-ish for my liking. But I don't mind the Derevyanchenko fight. If that fight got made, I'm not going to complain. But I've got no interest in seeing Golovkin batter Jaime Munguia. No interest at all. That's a terrible fight. Chris Hughes, he says, Chris Hughes, sorry. Gennady Golovkin beats Boo Boo Andrade. I would favour Golovkin, but I don't think it's an easy fight. Oh yeah, ABC Def, that is a good point. Demetrius Andrade, he ducked Charlo at 154. Apparently he priced himself out. Yeah, he did. He has got history. 54 Trail Swan. I'm excited for the banter card on Friday. Yes, sir. Samuel Peter versus Huey Fury. Great fight. Tremendous fight. Amir Khan versus Billy Dibb. Jesus Christ. That's a great fight, right? And you've got Prince Patel. I'll cave your fucking head in. You know, old Kugan Cassius. It's crazy. Crazy. Good old Prince Patel. Ratings, mate. Ratings. On Channel 5. But there we go. I'll watch it, you know. I don't think I'm doing anything on Friday. I'll watch it. Azzy, Dell, where is your Charles Martin versus Daniel Mart's prediction video? You disappoint me. It's coming. I'm joking. It's not coming. I'm gonna have to disappoint you. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Jay's Boxing Universe. I miss boxing gossip. Me too, man. Me too. I hope he comes back, but it's been over a year now. For the longest, I felt he would come back, and maybe he still will. But yeah, it's not looking too positive right now. It's not looking too positive. Fingers crossed, though. Fingers crossed. He was one of the better channels on here, if not the best channel, because he kept it boxing. Yeah, he liked the guys he liked, but he always kept it boxing. You know? Caution boxing. Now, this is a good comment. DAZN put out a what if card between Golden Boy and Matchroom, Canelo versus Andrade, Munguia versus Vargas, Roman versus Ray Vargas, Tevin Farmer versus Jodo Diaz, and Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. That would be a great card. That would be a great card. In those fights, I would take Canelo to beat Andrade. I would take Munguia to beat Vargas, Roman to beat Vargas, Jojo Diaz to beat Tevin Farmer, and Devin Haney to beat Ryan Garcia. That's how I would pick those fights. But that would be a great card. A great card. Damn, unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. If Jennings puts it all together, his chin and stamina holds up, that's his only chance of getting a decision, in my opinion. He got this. I don't know, man. I think he's getting splattered. He might start well, but he's just too. I don't think he's powerful enough. I don't think he's strong enough, and I'm not sure whether he has the motivation these days. To be honest with you, Yeah, Dominic Chetchery, that's a really good shout. That's a really good shout. Liam Williams versus Maciej Seletsky. Really good shout. I like that fight. What about Liam Williams versus Gabriel Rosado? I know Rosado's got a few losses these days, but I think that's a good fight. I'd watch it anyway. Yeah, what's up, TKO Sports? How's it going? TKO Sports, he says, Del Boy, what's up, man? I'm good. Would you rather see Canelo unify or fight Kovalev? Personally, I believe unifying should be his priority. I totally agree. I totally agree. I'd like to see him try to unify that division and, try to get those belts together. The Kovalev fight, I mean, listen, if he fought Kovalev at light heavyweight with no shenanigans, it is a legacy fight. And if he won that fight, it would be tremendous for his resume. But I think there would be some kind of fuckery in that fight, you know. So I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay unifying. I'm gonna stay unifications. That's what I want. That's what I want. But there we go. That's just me. And by the way, lads, TKO Sports in the chat. He actually has his own channel. So when you get a minute, jump on his channel, check him out, and sub. Really good channel. I actually found him through Johnny Boy. And yeah, he's got a really good channel. So give him a like, give him a watch, and sub. ABC Def, he thinks Vargas is going to have a standout performance against Kameda. I think Vargas is going to win that fight. You know, Vargas is one of those guys, though. He always does enough to win, but he never really looks spectacular. He's one of those guys. But he's an awkward guy. He's tall and long and rangy. He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. And Kameda, he's been retired. He's come back. I was never really impressed with Kameda, to be honest. Kameda was okay, but never like the strongest guy in the division, never the strongest champion. Yeah, Ruben Guerrero, he says Burns needs to retire. Yeah, he's getting on. Linares, though, as well. He's getting past it as well. Dominic Chetchery, Matchroom have had 4 regular cards and 4 JD Next Gen shows. Exactly. And with the regular cards, the Liverpool card was good with Anthony Fowler and Scott Fitzgerald, but the other ones, in my opinion, were not great at all. So yeah, Matchroom this year have been poor. There's no doubt about it. Don Hearn, did you see Dillian White on the punching block on the wall? It hurt my wrists just watching it. No, I didn't see it, man. I didn't see it. Will Stir, Golovkin doesn't want the belts. They tried to screw him last year when he was trying to negotiate with Canelo. He's not going in with Derevinchenko. But that's the thing, though. Like, if you want to become a unified champion or an undisputed champion, you have to fight your mandatories. That's what's so hard about it. You have to fight these guys. I wouldn't say they screwed him. I just think they followed their own rules. And to be fair to the IBF, they seem to be the only sanctioning body to do so. The WBC and the WBA make it up as they go along. But there we go. Yes, exactly, ABC Def. Kovalev versus Beterbiev. That's a great fight. Great fight. That's what we want to see, man. Unification fight between 2 Russians, massive punches. There's a backstory there, there's history. Somebody's going to get knocked the hell out. That's what I want to see. It's a great fight. It's a great fight. Ruben Guerrero, he says Jennings is getting walked through. I think I agree, mate. I agree. ABC Def, what happened to Josh Leather? I've got no idea, bruv. He was supposed to fight O'Hara Davis back in the day. That fight was signed, and he pulled out. I think he wanted time out, and I've not heard anything since. Jay's Boxing Universe. He replies to ABC Death in regards to the Beterbiev fight. He says, I don't think we'll get it, to be honest with you. I'm thinking Kovalev will retire soon. I would prefer Beterbiev versus Bivol. Great fight. That's a great fight as well. Beterbiev, Bivol, again, another fight I would love to see. I really like Bivol. He's my favourite light heavyweight right now. I love his style. I really do. Great rhythm, great feet, lovely jab. Yeah, I like Bivol. And that's a good style clash against Beterbiev. Can Bivol offset the pressure of Beterbiev, the power of Beterbiev? We'll see. That'd be a great fight, though. MB, he says Josh Lever had a newborn kid, I think. That's why he's taken some time out. Okay. Okay. Yo, Boundless Boxing Talk, how you doing, man? I see Boundless in the chat. Caution Boxing, in my opinion, I think Hooker slacked off for the Perez fight, thinking it was going to be a breeze. But since then, he seems to take every fight seriously and has looked top-notch since then. Yeah, I agree. I think that Perez fight was a wake-up call for Maurice Hooker. I think it was a wake-up call, and he's taken it seriously. So fair play to him for improving. He's really come on. Yo, the Quag's in the chat. What's going on, man? MB, he says Gorman is easy to tag, but Dubois can leave himself open to being countered by the faster hands. It's a great fight. I agree, man. If these two guys open up and exchange, I really feel Gorman's going to surprise people. I really do. If Gorman holds his feet with Dubois and they both trade, man, there's going to be fireworks. There's going to be fireworks. I think it's going to be a great fight, man. It's going to be a great fight. Really can't wait. I made sure purposely I'm not doing anything this weekend so I can watch it. The weekend following the Pacquiao fight and the Dillian White fight, I've got to go to London, for a lads' night out. I can't do any immediate post-fight videos. But yeah, I'm definitely staying in this weekend for Gorman and Dubois. Look at Shepherd of Sons, man, being a stream whore, jumping from stream to stream. Look at him. Terrible. Terrible. Boundless Boxing Talk, skills pay the bills. Dubois is kind of lumbering. Yeah, he can be. He can be a bit predictable coming forwards. When he opens up, he's got a habit of squaring up and throwing wide shots. And that's why I think in the exchange, Gorman could get the better of him. Gorman can shorten his shots really well, got quick hands. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets countered up close. Dubois. It's a great fight, though. ABC Death. See you later, man. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, exactly, Shepherd of Sons. I've not seen Boundless for quite some time in the chat, but I know he's been active on Twitter. Okay, Boundless been busy. Yeah, I always get so far behind in these chats. I really do. You'd think I'd be good at it by now. You'd think I'd be good at it. Yo, what's up, Get This Smoke? How you doing? Triple J in the chat. What's going on, man? Shepherd of Sons. Golovkin's going to go after Munguia. Yeah, TKO Sports. I agree, man. I don't like Munguia versus Golovkin or Canelo. Munguia needs to stay at 154 for now. Yeah, Ben Haynes, Billy Joe Saunders right now, he's looking to make these fights by looks of it. I mean, they offered Callum Smith a 50-50 split for a unification fight, and Callum Smith turned it down. That's more than a fair offer. You can't. I mean, I can't blame that on Billy Joe Saunders. I'm not the biggest Billy Joe fan, to be honest with you. I've been very critical of him, but if something's not his fault and he's not in the wrong, I'm not going to. I'm not going to like put it on him. You know, Billy Joe's tried to make that fight. BT have tried to make that fight, and Callum Smith doesn't want it. So there we go. Disappointing. And yeah, Ben Haynes, Billy Joe Saunders in Kazakhstan, ballsy move. Yeah, he's calling everyone out now. He seems to really want these fights finally. So fair play to him. Fair play to him. Yeah, what's up, Corey Lee Boxing? Again, another channel, by the way. If you've not checked Corey Lee out, again, click his channel and drop him a sub. Great channel. Caution Boxing, Golovkin versus Kolkai. That is a much better fight than Munguia, in my opinion. Yeah, Kolkai is one of those guys who he's clearly a good fighter, but I think he's always going to come up short against the upper echelon guys. But he'll come to fight. It's better than the Munguia fight. I think Kolkai would beat Munguia, to be quite honest. Yeah, Shepherd of Sons, I agree. I agree. I presume you're talking about Canelo and Charlo. I agree. The Quags. I don't want to watch Munguia fight anybody in the top 5. He's too green. Yeah, I know what you mean. The problem is, though, he's got a belt. And I think when you have a belt, I don't think development fights are acceptable, to be honest with you. I think once you've got a belt, you should be willing to fight anybody. If he doesn't think he's ready, he should really vacate and try to then get those learning fights. But I do know what you mean. Sorry, pardon me. I know what you mean though. He seems to be regressing. He doesn't really seem to be getting any better. Boundless boxing talk. If Billy Dib chins Khan, yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Boundless boxing talk. He's at the Showbox card on Friday. Jermaine Franklin and Otto Warlin. Yeah, Franklin's fighting Jerry Forrest. I've never seen Jerry Forrest fight, but he's got a decent record. And Otto Warlin's an okay prospect, I guess. Yes, sir. Caution boxing. Prince Patel versus Kugan Cassius, aka Fight of the Century. Does Kugan Cassius cave Prince Patel's head in, or is the Prince too slick, too good, too powerful for Kugan? Who knows? Azzy, he says Charlo ducked everybody and's got a gift belt in return. Man, Charlo, listen, he never ducked Canelo. I mean, you can't blame that on Charlo. Triple J, my niece would smack Rihanna Garcia around. Yeah, man. Golovkin versus Vannes Martirosyan 2. Jesus Christ. Apparently Vannes has retired these days, though. Again, he signed with Don King, and he wonders why things went wrong. Wonders why he can't get a fight. Who would sign with Don King in 2018, by the way? He signed with Vannes Martirosyan. He signed with Don King in 2018. Why? Why? We know what Don King is about in 2018. There's no excuse for it. Crazy. I have sympathy for fighters a lot of the time, but in that case, I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. I don't know. Who's advising these guys? Season, yes, sir. The Quags, Vargas is too small for 154. Yeah, I agree, man. He is. He's too small. Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. Helenius beats Washington. I think so. I think he beats Washington. Yeah, Matt Hazeman. What's up, Matt? How you doing? Going to the Gorman versus Dubois fight. Any undercard fights other than the big 2 fights I should look forward to? Yeah, I like the Liam Williams fight. Liam Williams is fighting Kareem Utshaw. He's gone the distance with David Lemieux. It's going to be interesting to see how Liam Williams looks. That's something to look out for. I think also Archie Sharp. I believe is Archie Sharp on that card as well. I think he's a good prospect to watch out for. Yeah, there's a few guys to look out for on the undercard. Boxing Brains. What's up, Boxing Brains? Kovalev versus Yard is a done deal, according to Bob Arum. Even I'm up to speed with that. Yeah, according to Bob Arum. But you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. We'll see, man. I need an official announcement. That's what I'm saying. We need an official announcement. Shepherd of Sons, Kovalev is about to be fed to the lion. Lions in the camp. Yes, sir. You never know, man. Yard can punch. He can punch. Shepherd of Sons, he thinks Kovalev is done. I think he's past his best, but I do think there's something left there. He's not. He's not shot. He's not shot. He's not the guy he once was, granted, but he can still give a lot of these guys hella problems, especially if he boxes like last fight. And that style he boxed in last fight, I think is all wrong for Anthony Yard. I really do. Yeah, the Quags, you're right. Kovalev looked pretty good in the Alvarez fight. Triple J, he says he wants to see all of the top guys at 175 go at it. Obviously, could be said for any division, though. Yeah, but you're right. 175, there is some incredible fights to be made. And literally, I've never heard anybody confidently say who the best light heavyweight is. I've never heard anybody come out and say this guy is he's going to clean up at light heavyweight. I've never heard anybody say it because it's so open. It's so open, and we need these fights. We need these fights. Azzy, what's wrong with Jennings, by the way? Somebody mentioned he's got health issues. Really? I never heard anything about that. I know he's a vegan. I know he's a vegan, but I wasn't aware of any health issues. Okay, the Quags, he would actually take Bivol over all of them. Vodzik is good too, though, yeah. To me, they're all good. Kovalev, Beterbiev, Vodzik, Bivol, Marcus Brown. You know, all of these guys are live dogs in that division. Even guys like Elidia Alvarez, he's still knocking around, still a good fighter, still a top contender. Don't write off Gilberto Ramirez. He's not going to be an easy fight. You know, the light heavyweight division right now is looking good, man. It's looking great. MB, he replies to Matt Heisman's earlier comments. Archie Sharp versus Jordan McCrory. Yeah, exactly. That's a good fight. Archie Sharp is a good fighter as well. Good prospect. Azzy, Saunders can't sell 2K tickets and you say 50-50 is fair. Bruv, I don't know whether you saw Callum Smith versus Eric Skoglund. There was barely 2,000 people there. Callum Smith isn't a big ticket seller either. And Billy Joe, he's a two-weight world champion. You can argue he's got a better resume in terms of depth. None of these guys are draws. None of these guys have been on pay-per-view. I mean, if Callum was such a big draw, why would Matchroom let him go to, you know, fight in the World Boxing Super Series if he was that big of a draw? Neither guys are pay-per-view fighters. Neither guys are ticket sellers. I think 50-50 is fair. As he says, Saunders is desperate for a money fight. He wasted his career ducking Golovkin. Yeah, he did. No, he did. He did waste a lot of time back then avoiding those fights. I'm not disagreeing with you. But, you know, right now, I mean, he's tried to make that Smith fight. And he actually seems intent on getting these fights. So right now, I'm not too I'm not too mad at Billy Joe. His last fight was garbage. The whole Andrade situation was garbage. How he ducked Andrade, yeah, I totally agree. But I'm not gonna take it out on him because Smith didn't want that fight. Yeah, I've lost myself again in the chat. Yo, what's up, AA Boxing and Blunts? What's going on? Yo, guys, if you could hit the like, that would be much appreciated. Helps the channel out. Apparently, it's good for growth, is what they say. We'll see. But if you could hit the like, man, that'd be much appreciated. How awkward do I sound, by the way, when I ask for likes? It's proper fucking cringy, isn't it? Proper fucking cringy. Like one of those fucking e-whores. Jesus Christ. As he Saunders is cycling and he's got no bicycle. Maybe so. Maybe so. You could be right there. Yeah, exactly. Caution boxing. Callum Smith versus John Ryder looking more likely. That's a disappointing fight, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's a disappointing fight. If Callum Smith goes on to fight somebody on the same level as Billy Joe or better than Billy Joe, fair enough. But don't give me John Ryder in replacement. And yeah, John Ryder deserves a big fight, but it's not as good as the Billy Joe fight. It's not. AA boxing and blunts. Prince Patel punches the bent-legged nonce. Nonce is facing. Yeah, he does. He does. Team Patel. Team Patel. Yeah, Prince Patel's. Yeah, I think Prince Patel's a joker. Yeah, exactly. Azzy. You sign with Don King. Exactly. Swallow that big heavy bullet. Exactly, man. Nikolai Valuev, the beast from the east. Yes, sir. Ben Haynes. Yo, AA boxing and blunts. Yeah, Matt Heisman. To your earlier comment, Willie Hutchinson, the Scottish prospect, looks quite a good fighter. Believe he's 8-0 now. Jay's boxing universe. He would take Bivol to come out on top in the light heavyweight division. He's so dynamic. Yeah, he is, man. He's a good fighter to watch. I love his style. AA boxing and blunts. Yeah, Callum Smith isn't even as big a draw as Eubank Jr. You're right. No, Azzy, that's fair enough. You know, Billy Joe's not exactly the most trusting character. I totally agree. I totally agree. But all I'm saying is, like, Callum Smith himself acknowledged it was a 50-50 offer. There was an offer there, and his team turned it down. You know, I understand though why you are reluctant to give Billy Joe the benefit of the doubt. I do understand. And listen, I've been accused of being a Billy Joe hater, but in this case, I'm not going to be critical of him. To be honest with you. Caution Boxing, Eubank Jr. versus John Ryder on ITV Box Office. Really? I don't know about Box Office. I think Box Office is a bit of a stretch. But at the same time, is it a bad fight? Could be a good little tear up. John Ryder has looked good at 168. Could be a good fight. Could be a good fight. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Eubank Jr. versus Ryder. It's a good fight, but pay per view, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's one of those fights, man. Any half decent fight these days, you know, seems to be getting put on pay per view. Apart from the one this weekend. Frustrating. Yeah, as a Eubank Jr., yeah, he's a bit of a draw in the UK. He's a bit of a draw. I like Eubank Jr., by the way. I do like Eubank Jr. I think sometimes people are a bit too overly critical of him. Yeah, he's raw. Yeah, he's rugged, but he's a fun fighter to watch. He's fought some good guys, and he brings value for money. And I actually believe, and apart from Golovkin, he's shown willingness to fight people for the most part. Yeah, I like Eubank Jr., but pay per view for John Ryder, not for me. Not for me. Caution boxing. I bet Charlo versus Aleem is next. That's why the PBC screwed Korobov with a draw most likely. Yeah, that'd be terrible, man. Fucking Charlo versus Aleem. Terrible. Azzy, I don't hate Eubank because he doesn't fight like Saunders. Yeah, Eubank is fun to watch. He is, man. He is fun to watch. I think the Eubank hate gets a bit over the top at times. I know he's a bit abrasive, but he's not that bad. Bear with us. 1 second, lads. Just gonna check something for this weekend. And by the way, lads, we've got I think there's a card on Thursday on Sky. Let's have a look. Just in case you guys weren't aware. Let me just check BoxRec. I want to make sure I'm not going mad. Yeah, okay. Thursday, the 11th of July. There's a Matchroom Italy card going down. You've got Emmanuel Blandamura. He's fighting Marcus Morrison. That is for the WBC silver middleweight title. I'm not sure how Morrison has got this fight. I think Blandamura is going to beat Morrison. But on that card, you've got Tommy McCarthy versus. Oh no, he's. Don't worry. Tommy McCarthy was supposed to fight Fabio Turchi, but Turchi's pulled out. So Tommy McCarthy's now fighting a journeyman in Italy. So that card sucks. Forget it. Don't just forget I mentioned it. That card sucks. Jesus Christ. Yeah, MB. I heard about that. Lewis Ritson versus Joe Hughes. I really like that fight. I felt Joe Hughes was harsh. He was the scorecards in that Robbie Davis Jr. fight, in my opinion, were harsh. I felt Joe Hughes nicked it personally. I felt he did enough to win that fight, and I'm pleased to see him get another big fight because he deserves it. But I like that fight, Ritson versus Hughes. Based on Ritson's last few performances, I wouldn't rule Hughes out, to be honest with you. I mean, Hughes is really crafty. He's a crafty boxer. AA Boxing and Blunts, Matchroom have the O2 booked for August 31st as well. Wonder who's headlining. Buatsi, maybe? Yeah, Buatsi. I've been hearing they're looking at stepping Buatsi up. I've heard Sullivan Barrera's name get mentioned. I mean, Barrera would be a step up, but Barrera is past his best. I felt he looked pretty shop worn against Jesse Hart. So, although Barrera would be a step up, he's not the guy he once was. You know, I wouldn't be mad at that fight, but at the same time, I think Barrera is there for the taking. Yeah, Joe, AA Boxing and Blunts, Joe Hughes. Yeah, he's the one with like one arm is shorter than the other or something. And yeah, I felt he beat Robbie Davis Jr. I really did. I felt he won that fight. Yeah, MB, he's got a lovely jab, Joe Hughes. He's so tricky, man. He's got an awkward style. He's one of those guys who's really good at offsetting your rhythm. You know, he can disrupt you. He's a good fighter. Again, he's another one of these guys. No nonsense, no complaining, no bitching. Just gets on with it. Credit to the sport. Credit to the sport, man. I see. I see Shepherd of Sons in the chat. I see you. Time to talk about Makhmudov. Let's have a little look at Makhmudov. Does he have a fight scheduled? No, he doesn't, man. No, he doesn't. Who would you want to see Makhmudov fight next? I would like to see him fight. If we're looking at step ups, who? Maybe someone like Travis Kaufman for Makhmudov next. I think that would be a decent step up. I think that would be acceptable. And by the way, speaking of heavyweights, what I just saw on BoxRec a few minutes ago, on July 20th, your boy Oliver McCall is, continuing his comeback. Oliver McCall is fighting on the 20th of July, believe it or not. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. That guy was fighting before I was even born, you know? That guy was fighting a few years before I was born, for Christ's sake. Crazy stuff. Yo, yeah, Azzy, man. Makhmudov versus Ajagba. Yo, someone's getting put to sleep in that fight. Someone's not getting up. They're not going to get up for a long fucking time. That's a great fight. AA Boxing and Blunts is being a bit sadistic. He wants Sean Turner in there with Makhmudov. Yo, that's going to be brutal, man. That'd be brutal. Poor old Sean. He'd get demolished. Shepherd of Sons, he says Dimitrenko. That would be a good shout. I think Dimitrenko is actually fighting Tony Yoka coming up. Yeah, man. War Makhmudov. War Makhmudov. MB. Marcus Kelly. Jesus. Yo, Marcus Kelly, man. Let's have a look at Marcus Kelly on BoxRec. Who was it Marcus Kelly fought? Was it Dubois? On Dubois' debut? Yeah, there we go. Marcus Kelly. Let's have a look at his BoxRec quickly. He's not fought since. Yeah, he looks like an extra from like the Hills of Eyes or something. Jesus Christ. Oh, Azzy, it's this weekend. Yoka versus Dimitrenko. I made a quick video about it, but I didn't really go into detail. I think Yoka's going to go through him. Yo, Richard Latte, Caution Boxing. That's a good shout. Do you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see Latte fight the winner of Price Allen. I know it's not going to happen, but that'd be a good fight. Yo, speaking of step-ups for Makhmudov, what about Bracamonte, who recently fought Romanov, the Argentinian? Bracamonte versus Makhmudov. That's a good little step up. Yo, shout out to Marcus if you're listening. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jay's Boxing Universe, we seriously need another fight night game. Yeah, man, we do. We do. Listen, I've really fell out of love with gaming. I don't really game anymore. But I would definitely get that. I would purchase a console to play that game. Yo, Boxing Brains, Abner Mares versus Joseph Agbeko was a disgrace. Abner Mares in that fight. What a joke. Yeah, Shepherd of Suns, you're probably right. Bracamonte will get brain damage. Too tough for his own good, yeah. MB Bracamonte really impressed me in his last fight. Yeah, man, he done a lot better than I expected. He held out really he held out really tough, and he gave Romanov a lot of problems. He really did. Don Hearn, who would you favour, Dell, Sokolovsky or Bracamonte? Well, Sokolovsky is my journeyman of choice. He's my boy. We've got to go Kamil Sokolovsky by UD. Kamil Sokolovsky UD. We like Sokolovsky on this channel. Caution Boxing. What's a good name for a new fight night game? Fight night A side. I don't know. I don't know, man. Yo, big stiff idiot. What's up, man? How you doing? I always say it, but that name every time I see it, it just makes me smile. Oh dear, this makes me smile, man. He says, "What's good, Dell? I fancy Kameda to pull off the upset this weekend. Don't rate Vargas too highly. I'm not. I'm not sold on Vargas to be honest, but he's a tall, rangy guy. I think he'll have a bit too much for Kameda. I know Kameda retired briefly. He came back. I'm not really sure where he's at right now. I kind of need to see his comeback fights, but I am favouring Ray Vargas. I think Ray Vargas, though, is food for Daniel Roman. But it's a good fight, though. Kameda back in the day was a decent fighter. I was never that high on him, but he was a decent fighter. He was decent. Fight night superstardom. MB, Rob Brandt versus Ryoto Murata on Friday morning. Who we got? Rob Brandt. I think Rob Brandt will have too much to gain. The output in the first fight was way too much for Murata. The hand speed. Rob Brandt handled him easily last time. I just can't see it being any different. Maybe the fact it's away from home could play a factor, but apart from that, I'm not seeing how Murata wins this fight. I'm not seeing it. And by the way, Rob Brandt, another guy, much like Maurice Hooker, really improved in recent times. He got beat handily by Jurgen Bremer, and since then he's come back, he's regrouped, and he's got better. One defeat doesn't define you if you've got the right mindset. And Rob Brandt, listen, we need to start talking about this guy fighting the likes of Jamal Charlo or Demetrius Andrade. They are good fights now. They are good fights. I think Rob Brandt could fight at least a Demetrius Andrade. Eddie Hearn and Top Rank have done business before, so why not? Why not? Shepherd of Suns Fight Night LDBC. Yeah, Shepherd of Suns, Brandt versus Charlo, great fight. It's a really good style clash as well, because Charlo boxer puncher, but his volume isn't great, whereas Rob Brandt, he throws 100 punches around. That'd be a really good fight. I could see a scenario where Brandt could outwork Jamal Charlo, but at the same time, you could see Brandt walking onto a big shot by Jamal. It's a good fight. It's a really good fight, actually. But promoters, roadblocks. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Exactly, MB. Brandt is isolated. He's isolated. But maybe Top Rank would be willing to let him go to the zone to fight an Andrade or somebody like that. They've done it with Jose Ramirez, And by the way, Ramirez is a much bigger draw than Rob Grant. Fight Night David Price is Britain's sorry, Ben Haynes. Fight Night David Price, Britain's version of Ty Fields. Yeah, he is, he is. Ty Fields was useless. He was useless. Christ. The Monty Barrett fight cracked me up, man. He got absolutely slaughtered. As he 23rd of July purse bid for Canelo versus Derevinchenko. Yeah, I saw that. I think Canelo's going to vacate, to be honest. I wouldn't be. By the way, I wouldn't be mad with Canelo versus Derevinchenko. To be honest with you, it's a good mandatory top 10 opponent. Wouldn't be mad at all. But again, that's just my opinion. Other people might disagree. Hold up, lads. But no, this weekend is stacked. We've got some great fights coming up. Like I forgot about that Rob Grant fight. I really did. I totally forgot about it. Is there anything else going on Friday? Let's have a look. Rob Grant. Let's have a look at this card first and foremost. 1 second. Fuck it. I'm at work that day. Can't watch that fight live. Oh well, I'll catch up with it. Ken Shiro, he's on. Yeah, Ken Shiro's fighting on that Rob Grant card. He's worth a watch. I like Ken Shiro. Yeah, obviously we've got Amir Khan on Friday as well. Yep. Okay. Jazza Dickens versus Nathaniel May. Jesus Christ. And yeah, you've got Jermaine Franklin versus Jerry Forrest. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got some good. We got some a lot of cards coming up, man. Exactly, Shepherd of Sons, stacked like a milf. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ben Haynes, Big Sky Tie. On a serious note, if you ever visit America, Montana is beautiful. Bro, if I get there, man, I'm sure I'll check it out. Yeah, there's so many places around America I'd like to go to. So many places. MB. Will Mick Hennessy be dressed in full Arab attire? Hopefully. Hopefully. Listen, man, the card itself is garbage, but at the same time, it's like car crash TV. I'm definitely going to watch it. For some reason, I really want to see Samuel Peter versus Hughie Fury. There must be something severely wrong with me. Maybe something happened as a child I wasn't aware of. I've repressed it, and as a result, I'm looking forward to these diabolical matchups. I've got no clue, but for whatever reason, I'm looking forward to good old Hughie Fury, Shades of Ali versus Samuel the Nightmare Peter, the Nigerian Nightmare Peter. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. But anyway, lads, we're going to have to wrap this one up because we've got to go to work tomorrow. It's nearly 12 o'clock here in the UK. Thank you guys for all turning up. I appreciate the support. You guys have smashed the like, so thank you very much, man. Hope you enjoyed it. As I said, this is the last month of Google Hangouts, so listen, I'm going to try and bang out as many of these as possible, and after that, we'll see where we go with it. But yeah, thank you for showing out. Thank you guys for turning up. Peace.